it. We finally made it to heaven. We ascended. Prost. Yeah, what a ride it was with Eddie. What a journey we had. Like, what an amazing episode. And I know there are many channels who were having a different opinion about the show. This is not one of them. Here in the Dani Mystery Zone, we unapologetically love this show and give praise to Ryan, give praise to Charlie, and yeah, all the puzzle pieces came together in this last episode, it felt. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it was a shocker after this soul cleansing therapy session with which the last episode ended, to see Ted Bundy, who I don't think is that attractive at all. He's not ugly, but I don't get the people swooning over Ted Bundy. He hated his victims, he despised them, and he defied them, living and then dead later. So we see the juxtaposition, we see the difference, and this is how the show started. We see how gentle Ed really was, like even with milking the cows, touching their skin and everything. What a difference. So we're like, hey, wait, this is like not, we want to see what's going on with Ed. Why is Ted Bundy now coming in? Like, what is going on? And then this other high heels, nasty but kind of entertaining high heels serial killer comes in the mix. Jerry Bruder, right? I've never heard of this guy. Like, what? So, and it's like a Mindhunter episode, and I found out that the guy who played him actually also in the very popular Mindhunter show, which I've never watched. And his first name is actually Happy. So he was very happy to get those shoes. Let me tell you that I could have predicted this. Like, he will be busy. Like, what was even in the mind of those profilers? But I think this was before profiling, right? So finally, in the 13th minute, we get the holy relief. We are visiting, should I say father, because it's called the Godfather. We visiting finally Father Ed, and oh, has he changed? Coming a wise silver fox, like holding court. Oh, I didn't know there would be a lady. And she's like in the 70s, having this haircut from Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs, Clarice. I think she was an actress from General. So they really seem to be like astonished by Ed's wisdom. He's so calm, he's stable, his naivety is gone. He's on antipsychotics for 2 decades, what it seems. He's very demure, and he's just giving his master class in what this killer that they're searching for, which is of course Ted Bundy, what kind of saw he might be using, because he says, like, separating heads, it's not an easy task. Let me tell you this. So I was wondering, how could he predict that Ted Bundy was intelligent enough to not do a trial and error for years and years? So we finally see, yes, he was right. He used this hacksaw, like this, not hacksaw, like metal saw or something, with a fine tease to get it off, with a fresh body. Like, this was a little bit, because maybe if he just, sewed down the corpses, it would have like be mush, or I don't know why they did this, but anyhow, so he was right. But yeah, we see Ed is already so demoralized, because whatever he's doing, his bestie now, the nurse Mahoney, like, he's like, hey, I gotta leave, because whatever I'm doing, I'm not guilty, but I cannot leave, and nothing I'm doing, I'm trying to be good, is gonna change this. Hi, Theodora. Hi, welcome. So, yeah, let me know if you know of the show, if you watched it, if you liked it. So, she said this is right, and this is, thank you. Yeah, I'm ascended. Like, if you have seen the last episode, you know who I'm trying to, but it's coming up in a few minutes. So, yeah, what a journey. So he is like, I cannot have a redemption. Like every day is gonna be the same, no matter how I try here. And Nurse Mahoney, who was the first one who said, strict rules, it's not the world of Astoria, like you're gonna be locked up. Like we remember her, right? From the last episode. She's, yeah, I know. The mental health system is not good. And we learned this in the other 2 seasons of Monster. We learned this in Dharma. Like Dharma wanted to get therapy. He was hindered by his dad. And the Menendez brothers, of course, wanted to get therapy as well. But they had a very iffy therapist. Let's put it like this. I'm like a serial killer. Should I take this as a compliment? I'm serial killing in a fascinator and a lazy dress. Well, this would be something new. Well, the next season is about Lizzie Borden, so she was like a Victorian dressed lady killer. So, like, not lady killer, but you know what I mean. But this is the thing. Thank you that you brought it up because I wanted to mention that Ed Gein was not a serial killer. Because the actual definition of a serial killer is you have to kill, so you have to kill 4 people at least. So he just killed 2. And I, like everyone else, I suppose, was under the impression that he was this super cruel guy who have murdered like 40 people or so in my head, because I was never made a deep dive into the story. So I'm like, oh, he was just like 2 people. This was last episodes when he this, oh my god, I lost it, when he said this to a therapist, but he regretted it, and that is huge. That is what Jeffrey Dahmer did. Gacy or so, some other serial killer, like they despise the victims or they denied it. So this huge step, like you have to make nuance in judging. Like, yeah, they're all killers, but you have to make nuances. This is what the trial, this is what the justice system is for, and you have to give them a way for hope and not just like eternal incarceration. And this is what we saw in this episode. Like, he was so stoic, he was almost like a Zen monk, and I found out afterwards that the soundtrack actually had a track that is called Zen. Like the way he was walking through the halls, and he was getting attacked by one of the patients, like bit in the neck, like vampire, I don't know, rabies patient, and he was like, yeah, okay, this is my life, this is my fate. So he did everything he could to better himself. Like, does it have any use? Like, if you're trying, you did something very wrong, and should you like have can you atone, right? It would be the Christian way. So he has almost lost all his earthly urges and wishes. Like, how did he say, his parts don't work the same anymore, you know, his draw the snake. Oh, Ed Gein. I'm talking about Ed Gein Monster, the Monster Show. And so, but oh my god, he was so sweet, a sad boy or sad man, when he said, I get all those fan letters from all those serial killers, but not from the one I hope for, basically. So some people thought he meant like the people he killed because they were gone. But of course, we still have, you know, the Adeline thing. And then she came up, Like she looked more like when you Google the Adeline Watkins in real life, she looked more on her than ever. And many people have said, "Oh, she's so young, da 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 da." But first, it's a Ryan Murphy show. It's all about glamour and beauty and aging super beautifully. And second, it's about his perception. The whole show is about seeing through a lens of a schizophrenic, of someone whose brain is not functioning well. And he could have gotten help much, much earlier, but there was no help in place where he lived and through his mother and whatnot. So, of course, he sees Adeline through a lens where she looks super cute in her glasses and she's just doing this dramatic entrance at the end of his life and wearing something light green. We know green is like has a special um, color. It's a special color in his life, and now she has like some murderous lust as well. She has written down a little list. I have not looked up the names. And she's like, yeah, you're just having lung cancer now because of the pills they gave you. I looked it up. Actually, it's the opposite. If you're taking antipsychotics, it reduces your risk for lung cancer. Like many psycho medications have, of course, harsh side effects, but this is not one of them. So she is like bipolar or something, and he's like, you know what? I don't want you to kill those people. Do good. I don't want you to be this way. And then she said, I always thought like we were the one, like Bonnie and Clyde. I was like, oh my God, where's this going? And he then kisses her hand the opposite, like they always kiss the hand of the Godfather, and this episode is called The Godfather, and he says like, I sure do love you. Like he did not say it in the past tense, I sure do love you. And this is it, and she nods. And the real Adeline Watkins in 57, 1 year after he was, arrested, she said like, I do love him, I will always love him, I still do. And then she retracted everything because of the public eye, but they had like a 20-year-old, like a 20 year long relationship. Like you cannot tell me she's his neighbor and she never went into his house. No. She just wanted to be safe, she wanted to save herself from prison, but she never noticed anything or smelled any. Nah, I don't believe this. So I choose to believe there was something going on. We never see what went down after the ice bath. Da da da. Deleted scenes maybe. And yeah, so we close this chapter very sweetly. And he has his peace. And you can say, because Adeline Watkins lived to, like, she was 81, has a very secluded life, was nothing to do with crime, although they did talk about serial killers and true crime in real life. And so you could say, oh, he saved her. He saved her from doing a murder spree. Anyhow, though. And now MTV pops up. Like we have like some Betty Boop like cartoon before, and then the old-fashioned Wisconsin, which is by the way a cocktail, like it's not there anymore. It's just the modern times are popping up. MTV, Alice Cooper, really crass. His mother would have never allowed him to watch this stuff, I guess. The nurse even says like, turn it off. And we know it's not his time anymore. He will gonna die soon, just as David Lynch died when AI was coming up. So he nods the way. And if you ever nodded away to some like really loud but catchy music, you know what can happen. It can mix with your dreams. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense. It would be super tacky in the next sequence. So we had a sequence before where he's like rolling in his wheelchair through the halls and getting all those fanboys like serial killers. I left this whole portion out, but this is supposed to be a mini live stream. This is already so long. I loved the whole sassy Richard's back thing. Like, this was very entertaining, I must admit. But he was annoyed at first because he was not into that. Like, they were so crass, his serial killer fanboys. And then he's so much at peace. He left all his earthly grudges, whatever you want to call it. He is so, yeah, he has made peace. It reminded me of the Dharma scene when he gets the questioning, the rebirth questioning kind of thing, dip into the water, you know what I mean? So, owner of a lonely heart, he falls asleep too, and then he turns young again, and his wheelchair magically goes through the hall. Anyone who's a Ryan Murphy fan knows he's, creator of Glee, loves the musical scenes, is always a subject of controversy, but this works. Like, somehow he can appreciate everything, like everything in the world is connected suddenly. And I know you're reading this, okay? Maybe from somewhere in the universe I'm reading this. So, yeah, and we have seen this figure on the stairs, with a hat, with the feathers, and some thought it was Adeline. I'm like, nah, this might be his mom ascending to heaven, the stairway to heaven, and it is his mom. And they do the nurses dance, which is a symbol in itself, if you relive the last 5 years like me, we know what nurses dancing is a little bit interesting thing when it happens. But anyhow, everything comes together. Serial killer, nurses dancing, and then his crew Uber mom, his helicopter mom, standing on the stairs in an outfit that is totally unlike her, looking like a refined lady, and he's like in his white outfit, he's ascending to her, and he gets the thing he wanted the most. He gets the appreciation from his mom, and it is, oh my gosh, it is the best thing. Because, yeah, we have to have the belief that in heaven, even the worst people, the most cruel people can better themselves, that God forgives everyone. We have to believe this, right? This is if you're a Christian or so, or like in many religions, like you have to have this hope. Otherwise, you could just, go along with your misdeeds. So his mom is proud of him, and the acting is so superb. This moment is so transcending. I want to stand up, give a standing ovation. Um, and then some other redemption is coming. I hope I don't mix it up now. The cemetery scene. So for all the horror nerds, for all his media exploitation, Psycho, Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like who portrayed him as this grotesque monster, they're all coming together, protect his grave and the grave of his mom, because there are some rowdy hooligans who want to defile the tombstone, right? And suddenly, after this sweet moment, suddenly you think, no, this is too much. Stop it, stop it, stop it. This is not right. And this is a typical Ryan Murphy effect, So, yeah. One kid who has decided sees first Anthony Perkins, and I was asking on my post, will he come back? He does come back. He has a psycho smile. And he was throwing shade earlier when Ed was still living, like, oh, this skinny kid, he doesn't have any humor. And Charlie Hunnam was smirking while he was delivering his line. I loved it. And, then the Buffalo Bill does his little dance and his curse words I don't want to repeat. And then Leatherface comes on, and they're all lovingly defending the grave and chasing the teenagers away, so to say. So it's a good Halloween vibe, give a little bit. It's, after all, it's like a horror true crime show, and it gives a little eerie vibe. And then I wanted to give a standing ovation, and then a sweet porcine comes. And the mom says again what she has said before, only a mother could love you. And by then, we kind of all love him. I know, some people don't, but I did. And it was just a sweet heaven scene. It was in a peace. It was like, God has forgiven. Because he was not in his right mind when the two murders happened. And yeah, what can you do if you have a brain that is not functioning, right? Like, it's a whole other topic. Anyway, I love this. I know many children did not love the show. I thought it was wonderful. If you're a fan of Ryan Murphy shows, you know that is the Ryan Murphy fact, that everyone can get a redemption. Every character, good or bad, has different sides. And the acting was phenomenal. I loved the visuals. I loved the majestic use of music, sounds. It was a vibe. And what I really will miss is just being busy with his hobbies. Now, it sounds a little bit funny, I know, but even when he was in a psych ward, he was just like calmly doing his leather work, his occupational therapy. And I loved watching those scenes. It made me so nostalgic. So, okay, this was my mini live stream. It's more mini live stream. I'm gonna look into the chat now. Oh, thank you. I look like a refined lady. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Doku. 33. I'm on cocaine. No. Actually, I'm on apple juice tonic water zero by Schweppes. Hit the line right now on YouTube Live. No, I've never ever tried cocaine. I can vouch for that. No, I'm just, this is the Ryan Murphy effect. Like, his shows always, no, not always. I had my problems with grotesquerie. This is why I just did the review in the first episode. But if it's a good Ryan Murphy show, I'm in it. And this, yeah, since Ratchet, I love the show. I love the Monster 2 as well. It had the fun Milli Vanilli vibes, but this one, I don't know. I like the whole, everything that has to do with a barn. Like, just watch my intergraphic videos. I don't know, the nature farm boy vibe. Implants or natural? Like, what do you mean? This, or this? All natural. Okay, until next time. No, there's no next time. Well, maybe with Lizzie Borden. Then I come back with an X. It's another farm girl season, so I'm looking forward. Okay, thank you for going on this journey with me, and Eddie and Adeline and Mother and Ilva, and who else was there? Bernice, Mary, the cool barkeeper. Whew. Anthony, not to forget. Yeah, who else? Toby, Alfred. So, any last words? Yeah, no, nothing. Okay, thank you.